Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WyoToday app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WyoToday app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit WyoToday.com to download the WyoToday app now.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Welcome inside Wolverine Gymnasium on the campus of Riverton High School. I'm Travis Gupton, Sports Director at WyoToday Media, and we are about 5.5 minutes away from the start of the 4A West Regional Tournament here in Riverton. First up is going to be the Riverton Lady Wolverines taking on the Natrona County Phillies. They are not unfamiliar with each other. They have met a couple of times this season, one here at Riverton and the other one in Natrona. And both times in the matchup, the Phillies had their way pretty much with the Lady Wolverines in the first quarter of the last game, which was, I believe, about 2 weeks ago. The Lady Wolverines had a really good first quarter, but then after that, it was just too much shooting and too much really good defense by the Phillies that helped them pull away to get the win against the Lady Wolverines. But it is postseason time, which means anything can happen, and so we are looking forward to a great contest early on in the morning on a Thursday morning. The winner of this match will play the winner of Rock Springs and Evanston, who play at noon today. They'll play tomorrow. Those two teams will play tomorrow at 2:30 here inside Riverton High School. And so that is going to be something to see how that plays out, and we're going to keep an eye on the brackets throughout the rest of the day. And so we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the Sutherland starting lineups, and then we will have tip-off and get this thing going between the Lady Wolverines and the Natrona County Phillies. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Janice K. Bradley, and I'm here to tell you the miracle that Fremont Therapy did in making it possible for my left hand to ever work again. I went to the orthopedic surgeon with this broken hand, and that's when he told me that I would not bend again. So I was really discouraged. Mitch is the hand specialist, and so he's the one that worked and got me where I could bend my hand. The atmosphere is so friendly and professional, which is a combination you don't always get.
For more information, visit FremontTherapyGroup.com.
Hi, this is Tyler Watson, your local State Farm agent. I'm a proud sponsor of Wolverine Athletics and all of our student athletes here in Fremont County. Youth sports are a great way to build future skills that help our kids succeed in life. Teamwork, leadership, time management, and how to perform under pressure can all be learned on the field and in the gym. Good luck to each and every one of the student athletes. Go Big Red!
Tyler Watson State Farm, 618 East Washington Avenue in Riverton. Call 856-4118 or visit insuringriverton.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back inside Wolverine Gymnasium on the campus of Riverton High School. This is Travis Gupton, Sports Director at WyoToday Media. And looking at the lineups for both the Lady Wolverines and the Phillies, it will look like this. For the Phillies, it will be number 10, Megan Hager, number 11, Emily Manville, number 21, Tamron Blom, number 23, Emma Paddock, and then number 34, Alex Bright. For the Lady Wolverines, a different lineup than what we're used to seeing starting out. It will start with Jordan L. Anderson, number 15, Camden Sheets, number 12, Savannah Martinez, number 23, and then Gracie Olheiser, number 25. And so when we come back, we will have the tip-off between the Phillies and the Lady Wolverines. We will be right back after this.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Warland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
Former University of Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen is worthy of Wyoming.
23 plays into my first start here at the University of Wyoming. I dropped back, kind of went through a progression. I saw the middle of the field kind of open up. I decided to lower my shoulder. His helmet went straight into my collarbone here. We landed on the 20-yard line. At that moment, I knew something was really bad.
So Josh's collarbone was pretty bad. He had broken in multiple places, and it required hardware fixation with the plate in order to get it back together.
It was devastating news to me and my family, just knowing that, it could have ended 23 plays in.
We had no question whether we could perform the surgery here, given our wide range of varying subspecialties within orthopedics.
I would recommend Premier Bone and Joint Centers. The thing that made me feel really comfortable with them was they made it feel like your own family.
I think he'll have no problem performing in the NFL. His rehab and his recovery done very well, and I don't see any restrictions on him whatsoever.
They want the best for you, and they won't steer you wrong.
Let us show you why we're worthy of Wyoming.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Welcome back inside Riverton Wolverine Gymnasium on the campus of Riverton High School. We are about ready for tip-off between the Lady Wolverines and the Phillies of Natrona County. They are introducing the starting lineups that we have gone over, and I'm looking around, and for a 9 a.m. tip-off, we have got a decent crowd. Most of them are students. There are a lot of parents and a lot of other looks like fans behind me. Across the way, there is a roped-off student section, and I'm looking, and I can see Lucas Engel. I can see Tanner Johnson's over there. Let's see. It looks like most of the actual Wolverines are sitting across the way, and there's a pretty decent student section going over there. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to have a blast here early morning. I don't know of a better way to start a morning unless it's some sports and some regional tournament basketball. So again, just quickly, I'll give you the rundown for the Lady Wolverines and the Phillies again. Coach Travis McIntosh will bring out, it is going to be Jordan L. Anderson, Martinez, Sheets, Ingstrom, and Olheiser. And then for the Phillies, coached by Brian Costello, he is going to bring out Megan Hager, number 10, Emily Manville, number 11, Tamron Blom, number 21, Emma Paddock, number 23, and then Alex Bright, number 34. The band is here in attendance, and so that means I'm probably going to have to be screaming for most of the game. They are always very loud, very fun, and very energetic throughout these games, and I don't expect it to be any different here. So the introductions are done. We are about ready to go. It will be Jordanelle Anderson tipping it off with Megan Hager at the center of the court. Referee spins the ball in his hands a couple times, talks to the two girls, and tip-off is up, and it is in the hands of the Lady Wolverines, and they're going left to right on your radio dial. Ball is in the hands right now of Ingstrom. Ingstrom hands over to Sheets, who gives it to Martinez. Martinez dribbles around, hands it over then to Ingstrom. Ingstrom hands off to Martinez again as she tries to drive around, looking for some kind of lane, doesn't get it, hands it back then again to Ingstrom. Ingstrom hands over to Sheets, Sheets to Martinez. 7:25 here, no scores, we're just getting started. Martinez had to pick up her dribble. She hands it over to Olheiser. Olheiser gets finally down in the lane to Jordanelle Anderson. Jordanelle Anderson shot up and good. And so that's a good sign for the Lady Wolverines that it is 2-0 with 7 minutes exactly left in the first period. Ball coming the other way now in the hands of Bright. Bright hands it over to Paddock. Paddock looks to drive. She hands it off to Manville. Manville looks to drive again. She just hands it across to Hager. Hager looks to drive, and there's a foul on the floor. Foul is on Savannah. No, Savannah Martinez. Oh, they're going to call that on Ingstrom. So that is her first, team's first. Ball back in play with 6:50 left in the first quarter, 2-0 in favor of the Lady Wolverines in this first round of the 4A West Regional Tournament. Paddock with the ball now. She looks to drive, shot up, no good. Rebound comes down to Savannah Martinez. She looks to get out, but her pocket is picked. She gets it stolen away by Hager. Hager shot up, no good. Ball comes down then to Gracie Olheiser. She hands it over to Sheets, who tries to get it across as the press comes in from Natrona. Natrona gets another turnover. That's from Paddock. Paddock is up, shot no good, but there is a foul on the floor. See who this one's on. Foul is on Gracie Olheiser. That is her first, team second. It will send, as they're going to call it was a shooting foul, Emma Paddock to the line. First one on the way, up and good. It is now 2-1 with 6:21 left in the first quarter. Still a Lady Wolverines lead. Second one on the way is up and good by Paddock. She did not look worried about that at all. So now we're tied at 2 with 6:20 left in the first. And the press again coming from Natrona County. And the Lady Wolverines are able to break it as Ingstrom gets across the timeline. But she's trapped in the corner now. She needs help. No one's coming to her. Finally, she gets it down to Jordanelle Anderson. Jordanelle shot up and good. 4-2 now in favor of the Lady Wolverines. Jordanelle Anderson has all 4 of the Lady Wolverines points. 3-point shot on the way up and no good. In and out was Hager. Rebound comes down to the Lady Wolverines. Ingstrom will bring the ball, or not Ingstrom, it's Sheets will bring the ball across the timeline. Then she'll hand it off to Ingstrom. Ingstrom will give it to Martinez, and it goes out of bounds. 5:37 left in the first period, 4-2 in favor of the Lady Wolverines in this 4A West Regional Championship, or 4A West First Round Championship Tournament matchup. That's a tongue twister, y'all. Ball comes across the timeline in the hands of Hager for the Phillies. Cross-court pass goes to Manville. Manville hands it off to Paddock. Paddock looks to drive. She hands it back to Hager. Hager cross-court again to Manville. Manville shot 3, no good. Missed everything. Rebound, however, comes to Natrona. 3-point shot again. That time it was by Paddock. That was no good. Offensive rebound comes down to the Natrona County Phillies, and it is an out of bounds, and it will stay with the Phillies with 5:06 left in the first period in a 4-2 ball game. Almost a 5-second call there, so they get it into Manville, however. She gives it to Paddock. Paddock looks to drive. She splits all kinds of defenders, but she misses the shot. Rebound comes down to Jordanelle Anderson. Jordanelle almost had the ball gets thrown out of bounds, but somehow they get it across the timeline and shot it, almost a three-point shot there by Gracie Olheiser. She decided against it, so now in the hands of Sheets. Sheets to Martinez, three. That up and no good. Jordanelle Anderson, and now we're everybody on the ball. Jordanelle Anderson, they're going to call a jump ball. It looked like Jordanelle had full possession of that, but they called a jump ball, so it will stay possession arrow. It will go to the Phillies with 4:37 left in the first period in a 4-2 ball game. That was almost an interesting play, as Paddock was not looking at the ball when it got thrown inbound, so luckily she looked around when she did. Ball now in the hands of Hager on the other side of the court. Shot up and no good by Bright, and the rebound will come down to the Lady Wolverines. Sheets has the ball, brings it across the timeline as the Natrona County doesn't press, which I'm a little surprised by. Ball now in the hands of Savannah Martinez. Looking around, trying to find someone to get the ball to. She gets a nice cut and shot up and no good by, I can't see who that is. That's not Jordanelle Anderson. I don't know who that is, to be honest with you. So it'll come down to Natrona County, and it will, nice look down low. Nice give and go, nice down low look. And that is Blom with her first points of the night, or first points of the morning. I'm so used to doing night games. It's 4-4 with 3:42. Ball is turned over in the hands of Hager on the out of bounds play, and a foul on the shot. Foul is on number 10, that's McKay Fegler. That is her first, team's third. That will send Megan Hager to the line for 2 shots. She takes 2 dribbles, shot up, it's good. So Natrona County now has their first lead of the morning at 5-4. So it's 3:38 left in the first quarter. It is 5-4 in favor of the Phillies. Second shot from the free throw up, and that one's good as well. So now it is a 2-point lead, 6-4, with 3:38 left in the first period, and it is going to be the Lady Wolverines basketball. So that is McKay Fegler with the ball. She hands it over to Savannah Martinez cross court. And now Savannah's trapped, and she throws it away, and it'll go out of bounds, and it will go to the Phillies with 3:26 left in the first period, 6-4. They were able to break the press, but then they were unable to get out of that trap. So it's Phillies ball, and it is in the hands of Emma Paddock, who hands off to Hager. Hager hands off to Brian Seabrandt, who has just entered the game. She hands it off to Hager. Hager to Paddock. Paddock takes a step back, tells everybody to just calm down for a minute. We're going to reset this thing as we are right at 3 minutes left in the first period in a 6-4 ball game in favor of the Phillies. Ball now in the hands, moves over to Blom. Blom, three-point shot, up no good. Rebound goes out of bounds, and it will go in the favor of the Lady Wolverines. .253 left in the first period, 6-4 in favor of the Phillies. Sheets gets the ball. She's almost trapped immediately. And now the press is on from Natrona County, and they're close to getting a 10-second call. They got to get the ball across the court. It does. It ends up in the hands of Maddie Fossey. Fossey shot up, no good. Jordanelle Anderson with the offensive rebound. Three-point shot on the way up and good. That was Gracie Olheiser for a 3. Oh, no, they're going to call that a 2. So we're tied at 6 with 2:20 left in the first period. Rebound, shot up, no good. Offensive rebound goes to Natrona. A ball is going everywhere, and there is a turnover as it goes off of the hands of Seabrandt. And as soon as the referee signaled for the turnover to go to the Lady Wolverines' way, Travis McIntosh gave a huge fist bump. Maddie Fossey brings the ball across the timeline. She's trapped and she traveled. 2:12 left in the first quarter. It is a tied ball game at 6-all. And it is the Phillies basketball. Paddock will bring the ball across the timeline. She'll hand it off to Seabrandt. Seabrandt gives it back to Paddock, and it goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it was a turnover. So that's 2 times that the Phillies have tried that exact same play to go down into Seabrandt, and then the ball goes out of bounds off of Seabrandt. So now it is the Lady Wolverines ball with just 2 minutes left in the first period. The press is broken. 3-point shot on the way. Air ball, no good. Rebound comes down to the Phillies, and there is a foul on the floor. Foul is on.
Riverton foul, 25.
That's Gracie Olheiser's second.
First, 4th team foul.
And that will be the 4th on the Lady Wolverines. It is 6-all with 1:50 left. It's the Phillies basketball.
13,
Engstrom has come back in for the Lady Wolverines, and the ball is inbounds in the hands of Paddock. Paddock slowly brings the ball across the timeline, surveys the situation while she does so. No real pressure from anybody for the Lady Wolverines. She looks to drive. She's cut off multiple ways. She hands off to Swan, who's just entered the game. 3-point shot by Swan is up, no good. And rebound goes out of bounds, and for the 3rd time, it goes off of a Philly, and that will be off of Autumn Ostrander, who's come in, and it will go Lady Wolverines basketball. Jordanelle Anderson just decides to turn on the Jets. She passes everybody, shot up, no good as she tried to go coast to coast. Rebound will come down to the Phillies, and referee calls a travel, and it will come down and stay with the Lady Wolverines with 1:23 left in a 6-all ball game. The Phillies are having all kinds of issues early on in this ball game, and really the Lady Wolverines are having everything they want go right. McKay Fagler comes into the game. She'll replace Maddie Fossey as we are still at 1:23 left in a 6-6 ball game. 3-point shot on the way from Savannah Martinez, off the iron, no good. Rebound comes down to the Phillies and to Paddock. Paddock's going to look to press. She is cut off. She almost thought 3, decided against it, hands off. Shot, pass across the court. Nice get in and out. It's by Swan, and a turnover goes again to the Lady Wolverines as we're at 1 minute left in a 6-6 ball game. The Coach McIntosh gives a hand clap as Engstrom brings the ball across the timeline. 53 seconds left. Ball down in the low post to Jordanelle Anderson. Shot up and no good, but she's fouled. That is going to be on 55 for Natrona. That is Ostrander. That is her first. And believe it or not, as I'm looking up at this, that is only the first team foul for the Phillies. Jordanelle Anderson's first free throw is up, and it is good. And the tie is broken with 49.5 seconds left in the first quarter in a 7-6 ball game. Jordanelle takes 3-4 quick dribbles. Flips the ball up in her hand. Shot is up. Shot's good. So Jordanelle Anderson is having herself an early morning shot and scoring fest. It's 8-6 now with 45 seconds left. Ball comes down. Paddock for 3. Good. And that will silence the crowd as we now have a 9-8 ball game in favor of the Phillies with 33 seconds left. Trap on the way is easily broken by Savannah Martinez. She had Maddie Fossey on a break, but she overshot her. And now the Phillies are coming the other way. Shot up and good. That is by Hager, and now it is 11-8 with 18 seconds left. You got to be careful here if you're the Lady Wolverines. You do not want to give up an early run late in the first quarter. 10 seconds left. Maddie Fossey with the ball. She's going to go all the way. She's up. Shot no good. Almost looked like a foul there. However, no call. 4 seconds left. And Savannah Martinez will get the ball, but she stepped out of bounds with exactly 1 second left in the first period. That was a lot of fast-paced action there for the last few seconds. One, and shot up, and no good. And at the end of one in the 4A West Regional Tournament, first round, the number 9 seed Riverton Lady Wolverines 8 the number 2 Natrona County Phillies 11. We'll be right back for the second quarter right after this.
There are two ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
Welcome back inside the Wolverine Gymnasium on the campus of Riverton High School. Really quickly, I do want to mention, and I neglected to mention this, if you are watching on YouTube or on Facebook, first off, thank you so much for joining me on an early Thursday morning. But the reason we have no video is because we are unable to stream the live action feed for the regional and also for the state tournament. And so we are going to have either a loading screen or just some kind of something. At some point we'll have a scoreboard that we can put up, and we'll be able to show you at least the score. But for right now, we are back at action as we start the second quarter in an 11-8 ball game, and quickly a turnover. Paddock picks Fosse's pocket, shot up and good, and that is Paddock's first bucket of the second quarter, and 13-8 now. So now Lady Wolverines need to be careful as the Natrona County Phillies have got a little bit of a run going on. 7:44 left in the first half. It's 13-8. Fosse is going to come out, and Sheets will come back in, and she will have the ball immediately on the inbounds pass. She's going to try to split two defenders. She almost lost it. She does lose it. Ball comes down into the hands of Hager. Hager to Paddock. Paddock shot up and good. And quickly, Coach Travis McIntosh calls a timeout. 7:30 left in the first half. 15-8. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll take it with them. We'll be right back.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Welcome back to KTAK's coverage of Lady Wolverines basketball. Timeout was on the floor. It is now over. The teams will come back out. It will be Riverton's basketball with 7:30 left in the first half and a 15-8 ball game. Ball ends in the hands of Riley Johnson, who has come in, number 24. She almost loses the ball, and Natrona is trying to trap, and it does get a turnover. Ball comes back into the hands of Hager. Hager's going to cross-court pass, and it'll end up in Hager's hands again after a few other passes. Shot three-pointer up and good. 15-8 now with 7:05 left in the first half, and the press, as we have seen multiple times this season, is giving the Riverton Lady Wolverines trouble. They are able to break it, though, as Savannah Martinez is going to take a three. Shot up, misses off the front iron. Rebound comes down to Paddock of the Phillies. Over to Hager. Hager shot up and good. 20-8 now, and the Phillies are starting to run. Press again by the Phillies. They're having a hard time as the Lady Wolverines. So they get it across court to Savannah Martinez. Martinez gives it up to Engstrom. Engstrom was trying to find somebody down in the corner, and it's turned over. It ends up in the hands of Hager, and Hager comes up, and it's good again. And quickly, Hager has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points in the first half, or first few minutes of the second quarter. And it is now all of a sudden 22-8 with 6:19 left in the first half. And so it's a full timeout, so we're going to take it with them. We'll be right back on KTAK.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
As we return to action, the Lady Wolverines throw the ball out of bounds, so it is a turnover. It will go to the Phillies' hands with 6:08 left in the first half in a 22-8 ball game. It was a tie ball game near the end of the first, and then Natrona went on a massive run to end the first quarter and then to start the second. Ball in the hands of Hager now, who hands it off to Bright. Bright cross-court pass almost gets thrown out of bounds, but Hager's able to save it, so she'll cross-court pass it right back, and it'll ends up in the hands of Swan. Swan to Hager. Hager for 3, no good. Barely touched the front iron. Rebound comes down to the Lady Wolverines, and the press is on again. It'll end up in Jordan L. Anderson's hands. Anderson's stuck now. Cross-court pass and across the timeline to Savannah Martinez, and now they will try to reset the offense. It'll go to McKay Fegler. Fegler down low to Jordan L. Anderson. That up and no good. Rebound comes down to Jordan L. She takes the second shot. It was up and no good. Rebound comes to the Phillies. And quickly they move up court, and it ends up all the way in the hands of Swan. Cross-court pass to Manville. Manville back to Swan. 5 minutes left. First half, 22-8. Hager looks down low. Nice look down low to Blom, and that's Blom's first basket of the second quarter, and it's now 24-8 with 4:45, and quickly the ball almost gets thrown away, and there's a whistle, and they're going to say the foul was on Swan. That's her first, team second, and she pushed Jordan L. Anderson straight down, and McIntosh was asking for a technical, and he does not get it. And so Jordan L. Anderson will take a sit down. And with 4:41 left in the first half, 24-8. Olheiser with the ball, almost throws it away as Sheets was not ready for it. Now back to Olheiser. Olheiser needs to get across the timeline. It's going to be close. She does, however, get it across the timeline. In the hands of Fegler. Fegler down to Savannah Martinez. She's swamped, but she's able to get a shot up. No good. Ball goes out of bounds. It was last touched, however, by a Philly. And so with 4:19 left, with 4:19 left in the first half, it's 24-8. Lady Wolverines basketball. Sheets with the ball, hands over to Martinez. Martinez for 3, up, no good. Offensive rebound comes down to the Lady Wolverines. Shot up, misses everything, no good. It's saved. However, it looked like it was saved, and it was a nice heads-up move, and the ball will go out of bounds as the Lady Wolverines hit the ball off of Seabrandt, and it will stay with the Lady Wolverines with 4:05 left in the first half in a 24-8 ball game. Savannah Martinez looks to drive. She's cut off, and she throws the ball away. Almost hit the drum as she was trying to get the ball to Ingstrom. 3:57 left in the first half, 24-8, and it's the Phillies basketball, and they have the lead. Swan with the ball, hands it over to Paddock. Paddock looked to shoot, no, and she didn't take it. Cross-court pass goes to Swan. Swan almost walked, no harm, no foul. Down low now, the Phillies have the ball. They tried to get it to Seabrandt on the baseline, but the ball gets tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Wolverines. With 3:34 left and an easy inbounds pass that she missed, did Seabrandt. 3:31 left in the first half. 24-8 in favor of the Phillies. And again, the winner of this match will play the winner of, I believe it's Rock Springs and Evanston tomorrow afternoon. Shot up and good as a turnover. Goes the way in the hands of Paddock, and Paddock puts it up and in. It is now 26-8 with 3:10 left in the first half. Savannah Martinez with the ball, and she tried to get it to Sheets, but Paddock was ready for it. Paddock's going to have a wide open lane up and good. So Paddock is now starting to run away with this a little bit. It is now 28-8 in a 20-point ball game with 2:50 left in the first half. Fegler with a three-point shot up, off the iron, no good. Offensive rebound, almost went to Savannah Martinez. She ends up in about 3 rows up, but it was not saved, so it will go in the ways of the Phillies with 2:41 left in the first half in a 28-8 ball game. Megan Hager and Paddock have the most points, or leading really all scorers for the Phillies. Hager has 11, and Paddock has 13. Turnover in the hands of the Lady Wolverines. She is tripped and goes down. Foul on the floor. It'll go in the way of, that is Alex Bright's first, team's third. And when she went down, you can see Lucas Engel across the way. He was getting the student section pumped up. 2:21 left in the first half, 28-8. It is Lady Wolverines basketball. Sheets with it. She picked up her dribble, so she gets it across the timeline to Maddie Fossey. Fossey was trying to get across court. She can't. Now she's trapped across the timeline. Ends up in the hands of Jordanelle Anderson. Jordanelle needs to get off that baseline or sideline. She's going to get trapped. There is all kinds of pressure coming from the Natrona Phillies. Shot up, no good. Foul, however. It'll be on Seabrandt. That's her first, team's fourth. But it was a shooting foul, so it will send Jordanelle Anderson to the line. Shot up and good. Jordanelle had a quick first quarter. She had 6 points, and that is only her first points of the first point of the second half. First point of the second quarter with 2 minutes left. Her second shot was up and no good. So with right at 2 minutes, it is now 28-9. Paddock quickly brings the ball up court and across the timeline. Nice screen set by the Phillies. That was by Barrera. They try to go down this Hager to Seabrandt, and it was too much traffic, and a turnover goes the way of the Lady Wolverines with 1:35 left in the first half in a 28-9 ball game. Nice look there, and Fossey had a shot, or at least an opportunity to shot. She holds the ball. Ball goes out of bounds. McKay Fegler will come back into the game. She will replace Camden Sheets. 1:29 left in the first half, 28-9 in the favor of the Phillies. Referee gives the ball to Olheiser, who gives it in, ends up in the hands of Maddie Fossey. Fossey cross court to Savannah Martinez, and Savannah's got hit in the head, and she held her head, and now she's down, and she's rubbing her head. Foul is on number 21. That is Blom. That's her first. That's the team's fifth. And we're going to take a commercial break as they are going to go look at Savannah Martinez. Well, I say that, and they're just going to bring her off the court. So we're going to stay right here. Savannah Martinez is going to go right back to the locker room with 1:20 left in the first half in a 28-9 ball game in favor of the Phillies. Substitution for Savannah Martinez coming in is going to be Haley Engstrom. It's still Lady Wolverines ball with 1:20 left. Out court pass goes to Fegler, who gets it into Olheiser. Olheiser gives it up to Engstrom. Engstrom to Fegler, who gives it to Fossey. Back to Fegler. Over to Olheiser on the right corner. She looks to drive. She's got a shot. Nice hook shot. Up, no good, but she is fouled. Nice move there by Gracie Olheiser. The foul is on number 33. That's Seabrandt. That's her second, team sixth. And what's interesting, in the first quarter, there was 4 fouls for the Lady Wolverines, none for the Phillies. First one up and no good for Gracie Olheiser. And now, with 1:01 left in a 28-9 ball game, the foul sit at 6 for the Phillies and 4 for the Lady Wolverines. Gracie Olheiser will take one more shot. She spins it, one dribble, shot up, good. So it is an 18-point ball game with 1 minute left. 28-10. Across the timeline in the hands of Hager, who gives it to Paddock. Paddock then hands it across, and we're moving it around is the Phillies. In the hands of Barrera. Barrera down low to Banville, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it is going to be Natrona County's basketball with 45.4 left in a 28-10 ball game. Out to the top of the key to Paddock. Paddock thought about a shot. She decided against it. And they were trying to get down low to Blom, but it's turned over in the hands of Olheiser, and she traveled. Hager had all kinds of pressure on her and caused her to pick up that pivot foot. And so with 33 seconds left, it is going to be the Phillies basketball with 28-10 on the scoreboard for the Phillies lead. Timeout on the floor is going to go to the Phillies and Coach Costello. It's a 30-second timeout, so we're going to take it with them. When we come back, we will finish out this first half 28-10 right here on KTAK.
It may be winter, but some days it kind of feels like spring. Makes you want to go for a drive, kick a few tires, and see all the latest cars and trucks up at Frontline Motors. Frontline Motors has a wide selection of quality used vehicles, from cars to SUVs to trucks, and they're all priced to move. One of them is right for you. Is your next car or truck waiting at Frontline Motors? There's only one way to find out. Drive up Airport Road, take a test drive, and make it yours. Then join the hundreds of other folks who say, I got mine at Frontline. Frontline Motors.
25.6 seconds left in the first half, 28-10 in favor of the Phillies of Natrona County. They will have the ball in the hands of Paddock as she brings it across the timeline. She has Maddie Fossey on her. She's right almost at the midcourt line with Maddie all on her, not letting her get any drive going. So she hands it off to Hager with 10 seconds left. Cross court to Barrera. Barrera backcourt cross court to Hager for shot is up and good with 3 seconds left. That was a three-pointer, and that will be the end of the first half. 31-10 in favor of the Phillies of Natrona County in this first round of the 4A West Regional Tournament here in Riverton. We will take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk stats. We'll talk other games going on around the Fremont County area. We've got a lot of basketball going on. So when we come back, we'll have all that discussion. It is halftime, 31-10 in favor of the Phillies on KTAK.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Frazier, Dr. Hinkle, Dr. Ballard, and Dr. Davis offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today. In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
It's halftime here inside Wolverine Gymnasium. It is 31-10 in favor of the Phillies of Natrona County. And we're looking at some of the stats throughout the first half. Really, there's not a lot in ways of people, but there is a lot in way of scoring. For the Phillies, Megan Hager led the all scorers with 14 points in that first half. She had an amazing second half where she had, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points in the second half. And then, who else? Tamron Blom has 4. And then Emma Paddock, who coming into the game averages 14 points a game. She's right around her average. She's got 13 at the end of the first half. For the Lady Wolverines, it's not a lot in the other as well, but so it's Jordan L. Anderson who had 7. She had 6 of those in the first quarter, and then Gracie Olheiser has 3, and she had 2 of the 3 in the first quarter. So the Phillies were able to hold the Lady Wolverines to just 2 free throws in the second quarter. No field goals for the Lady Wolverines in that second quarter, which really will help you get to where we are now if you were a Natrona County fan, sitting at 31-10. Looking, like I said earlier, there is a lot of basketball going on today. Excuse me. Over to my right now, setting up is Rock Springs and Green River. Mr. Eric is over there setting up, and then Rock Springs setting up for their game. They've got games coming up. Rock Springs is going to be playing Evanston at noon. And the winner of that game will play the winner of the game we're having right now, Natrona and Riverton. And then Green River is going to play Star Valley at 3:30. So Mr. Eric got here really early. And so that'll be at 3:30. And then at 6:30 tonight here at the high school, it's going to be the number 1 seed Cody taking on the number 8 seed Jackson. So looking at other Fremont County action, and it took a lot to get this list together because there's a lot. So Lander is playing Khmer right now in Powell on KFCW, and then Wyoming Indian is playing Tongue River as well right now, and that's on 99.1 KWYW at 10:30 this morning on also on 99.1. It's going to be St. Stephen's taking on Moorcroft. You'll be able to hear that one. And then at 1:30, my friend Ernie Over, who I had the privilege of calling a game with against Powell, they're going to be taking on Khmer, and that's going to be the boys' game, I believe. And so that'll be at 1:30. And then also at 1:30 it's going to be a change. So if you're a 1A fan and you are a Du Bois fan, we had the games on KDNO. We decided to make a change for the state tournament. And so in the first round of the 1A state tournament at 1:30, right here on KTAK 93.9, it's going to be the Du Bois Rams taking on Hewlett. And then later on in the afternoon, it's going to be at 4:30. It's going to be Thermopolis taking on Torrington on KDNO. That's on 101.7. That's going to be in Burns. And then let's see, who else we got? Shoshone and Pine Bluff in the first round of the 2A Boys State Championship. That's going to be at 7:30. That's going to be on 99.1 KWYW. And then Thermopolis is going to take on Rollins on the guys' side at 7:30 as well. And then guess what? I get to start the day and I get to end the day, because tonight it's going to be the Riverton Wolverines, the #1 seed in the 4A West. Going to play right here on KTAK as they take on the Evanston Red Devils. And we have met them a few weeks ago at Evanston, and the Wolverines were able to get into more of a rhythm in the second half to help pull away. So that is the games that are coming up soon. And so be sure to stay locked in, because we have got a lot going on in the way of basketball action. We are 2 minutes 50 seconds left before halftime. It's over. It is 31 to 10 in favor of the Phillies. So we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, second half action on 93.9 KTAK.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288. Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Welcome back inside Wolverine Gymnasium on the campus of Riverton High School. I'm Travis Gupton, sports director at WyoToday.com. We are just about ready to start the third quarter. It will be, I believe, Natrona basketball as we start the third quarter. It again, if you're just joining us, it is 31 to 10 in favor of the Phillies of Natrona County. At the end of the first quarter, it was 11 to 8 in favor of the Phillies. And then at the end of the first quarter, and then really throughout the second quarter, Natrona ran away with the scoring. So we are back at it, and it will be in the hands of Paddock as we get started. Ball moving around, back in the hands of Paddock. Cross court over to Bright. Bright will hand it off to Hager, who gives it down low. She gives it right back to Hager. Cross court pass. They're trying to get down low to Blom. Blom gets her pocket picked from Gracie Olheiser. So it is a turnover with 7:35 left in the second half. 7:30 left in the third quarter. Man, it's early morning, y'all. Shot up and no good by Jordanelle Anderson, and she is fouled, and the foul will go against, should be against Bright, and it is. That's her second, team's first of the second half. 7:23 left in the third quarter, 31-10 in favor of the Phillies. Olheiser looks for Savannah Martinez, who's back in the game. She gets it to her. Savannah's going to drive, shot up and good. That is Savannah Martinez's first basket of the night. It is 31-12 now with 7:10 left in the third. Ball to Hager, over to Paddock for the Phillies. Cross court goes to Blom, who gets it over to Paddock, who then gets it. They're trying to get it. Oh, nice look across court to Hager, who gets it down low. Shot up and no good by Manville. Manville gets an offensive rebound, who gets it, then hands it off to Blom, and they're going to call a foul. Foul is going to be on number 15. That's Jordanelle Anderson. That's her first, and that's the team's first of the second half. Quickly, the ball comes into the Phillies. Three-point shot on the way, up and no good by Bright. Rebound comes down to Paddock, and she's fouled on, they're going to say it was in a shooting motion. 6:42 left in the third, 31-12. And that quickly is Jordanelle Anderson's second, and that's the team's second. It will send Paddock to the line for two. She is a 68% free throw shooter, and as soon as I say that, she makes the first. That gives her 14 points on the night, with 6:42 left in the third quarter in a 20-point ball game. Second one on the way up, and that one's good. And now a 21-point lead for the Phillies at 33-12. Savannah Martinez tries to bring the ball across court, and it gets stolen away. Shot comes back to, or the pass goes to Hager, who gives it to Paddock. Paddock takes it out. She's got Savannah Martinez all over. She goes it to Bright, who goes down low to, that was down low to Blom. Her shot was up, no good, but she's fouled. Foul is on McKay Fegler. That's her second, team's third. And it will send Blom to the line for two. 33-12, 6:24 left in the third. First one up, no good. Right off the back iron. Blom, since the last time we saw her, added some color to her hair. She's got some green, some purple, and red in there. She takes two dribbles, shot up, and that one's good. And so it is now 34-12 in favor of the Phillies with 6:20 left. Martinez with the ball as the Lady Wolverines are able to break the press. She gives a nice stop and go, shot up and good, and Savannah Martinez now quickly has 4 points in the second half, and it is a 20-point ball game again, 34-14. Hager with a three-point shot up, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Phillies with 6 minutes exactly in the third quarter. Hager with the ball, looks for someone to give it to. She's close to a 5 second. She gets it over to Manville. Down to Blom, shot up, no good. Nice defense by Gracie Olheiser. Sheets with the ball. She gets it across the timeline to Olheiser, who gives it to Fegler. Fegler looks to drive. She stops, gets it out to Savannah Martinez. Martinez for three, no good. Rebound comes down to Manville. Here comes the Phillies with 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Ball to Bright, who gives it to Hager. Cross court to Paddock. Paddock drives, gives it to Blom as she on the baseline. Blom up and good. 36-14 left in the third, or 36-14 with 5:18 left in the third quarter. Ball goes out of bounds, but it was last touched by the Phillies, and so it will stay with the Lady Wolverines. Sheets with the ball. She gets it right into the center of the court and gets it across the timeline. Ball in the hands of Martinez now. She looks to drive. She's got two Phillies on her, which means someone's open. Nice shot up and no good by Ingstrom. And the rebound will come down to the Phillies with 5 minutes exactly left in the third quarter in a 36-14 ball game. Hager with the ball, looks down low to Blom. Too high of a pass. It comes off the tips of the fingertips of Blom, and it will make it 36-14 with 4:51 left in the third. Almost an over and back, but the Lady Wolverines are able to get the ball across the timeline. And a turnover goes the way of Paddock. Paddock shot up and good for the Phillies. So Paddock's having herself a third quarter. It is now 38-14 with 4.5 left. Savannah Martinez is jumping up and down across the court, but she's just trapped is Engstrom. Timeout on the floor. It's going to be a full timeout. We're going to take it with them. 4:21 left in the third quarter. 38-14, all Phillies in this one. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
Welcome back inside Wolverine Gymnasium on the campus of Riverton High School. I'm Travis Gupton, sports director at WyoToday Media. We are at 38-14 in the third quarter. It's going to be Lady Wolverines basketball with 4:21 left. And again, if you look at the big story so far has been in the second quarter, the Phillies held the Lady Wolverines to no field goals and only 2 made free throws. And that's what's led to this lead. Ball in the hands of Martinez as we're back into the action. Sheets with a shot at the free throw line, up no good. Rebound comes down to Gracie Olheiser. That's no good. And there's a jump ball. It's got to be. And it is. I got a little nervous because Engstrom had the ball and was pulling back, and sometimes they call that an over and back, but they did. They called a jump ball, so it will go and stay with the Lady Wolverines with 4:05 left in a 38-14 ball game in the third quarter. Olheiser with the ball, hands it over to Engstrom. Engstrom back to Olheiser. Now to Savannah Martinez. Olheiser tried to give it to Savannah Martinez. It was just taken away. Here comes the Phillies. Down court quickly in the hands of Paddock. Paddock gives it to Bright. Bright gives it to Hager. Hager back to Blom. Nice movement by the Phillies. Up and good for Blom. 40-14 with 3:35 left in the third. Sheets will bring the ball across the timeline. She'll give it to Engstrom. Engstrom will give it to Fegler. And it will go out of bounds as it was tipped out of bounds by, trying to see who that was. That was by Paddock. Multiple substitutions coming in. Let's see, I see Jordanelle Anderson's in, Maddie Fosse's in, and Riley Johnson is in for the Lady Wolverines. 3:24 left in the third quarter, 40-14. Fosse with the ball over to Johnson. Johnson gives it to Sheets, who gives it to Engstrom. Engstrom back to Sheets. They're looking for Jordanelle down in the low post. She's working all kinds of hard. Back in the hands of Sheets, who gives it then back to Engstrom. Not really anything going towards the basket. And Fosse's pass was too tall for Sheets, and it will go out of bounds. Turnover with 3 minutes left in a 40-14 ball game. Paddock brings it. One pass goes all the way across the timeline into Hager, who gives it back to Paddock. Ball in the hands of Swan now. Down low to Blom. Blom shot up and good, and now Blom is taking over in the low post in this third quarter. It's now 42-14 with 2:35 left in the third quarter. Engstrom will bring the ball across the timeline. Almost lost it. She's got Paddock all over her. Now to Johnson. Johnson looks to drive. Down low looking for Jordanelle Anderson, but now it's up in the hands of Ostrader, and Ostrader goes down to the ground, and she traveled. And the coach for the Phillies was a little confused on that. She thought she had been pushed down. However, back up and no good is Maddie Fosse's shot with 2:19 left. And the ball will go out of bounds, and it will be a turnover in favor of the Phillies with 2:18 left in the third quarter, 42-14. Paddock brings the ball across the timeline very slowly, hands it over to Swan. Swan cross court to Paddock. Paddock for three, good. Paddock having herself a night. She's now got 20 on the evening. She has surpassed her season average. It is 45-14 with 1:50 left. Three-point shot on the way, no good by Sheets. Rebound comes down to Hager of the Phillies, and they're going to look to press. She gets it to Paddock. Nice look to Swan. Swan shot up and good. That is Swan's first basket of the night, and now it is 47-14 with 1.5 minutes left in the third, and Maddie Fosse traveled as she was trying to get the pass to Jordan L. Anderson. There is 1:30 left exactly in the third in a 47-14 ball game. So it's the way it's looking, it's going to be the Phillies taking on the winner of Evanston and Rock Springs, and it will be the Riverton Lady Wolverines who will play tomorrow at 11 more than likely, and they will take the loser of Green River and Star Valley. And that'll be at 11 o'clock. No, sorry. Let me look at that in the post-game show. I want to make sure I give you all the right answer. It is 1:10, however, left in the third quarter. 47-14, ball down low. Three-point shot by Swan, up, no good. Rebound comes down to Gracie Olheiser, who gets it out to Engstrom with under a minute left. Engstrom looked to press, but she was trapped, and then a turnover in the hands of Hager. Here comes the Phillies now. Hager's going to try to go coast to coast. Shot up, no good. And rebound will come down to, it'll go out of bounds. It was last touched by the Lady Wolverines. 47.2 seconds left in a 47-14 ball game. And an easy inbounds pass goes to Seabrand, and she puts the shot up and good. And now it is 49-14 with 38 seconds left. Other way, Savannah Martinez with a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to the Phillies. They look to press. Barrera's back in. She hands to Swan, who hands it to Hager. Back to Barrera. Barrera cross-court pass to Swan. Looks down low, shot up, and that is good by Seabrand. And that is her fourth point of the third quarter and her fourth point overall. 51-14 left with 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Martinez with the ball with 6 seconds. She hands off to Fegler. Fegler shot up, no good, and that will do it for the third quarter. All Phillies in this one. It's 51-14. We will be right back for the fourth quarter right after this.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Wind River Family and Community Healthcare would like to wish everyone a happy, healthy new year. They encourage you all to continue to practice COVID-19 precautions in an effort to keep you and your loved ones safe. They offer a safe and sanitary clinical setting when you stop in for your medical, dental, optometry, and behavioral health needs. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare have clinics in Arapahoe, Ethany, and Riverton for your convenience. More information can be found online at windriver.care.
Welcome back inside Wolverine Gymnasium. So I was able to quickly take a look at the actual bracket, and I'm going to make this clarification. This is actually only my second time getting to look at it. So the loser of this game, which is going to, the way it sits, is going to be the Lady Wolverines. They will take on the loser of Rock Springs and Evanston, which is the game at noon. And so they will play tomorrow at 8 a.m. Here inside Wolverine Gymnasium. So we're back at it now with 7:45 left in the fourth quarter, 51-14, all favor of the Phillies. Ball was trying to go down in the low post to Seabrant. Turnover comes the way of the Lady Wolverines and Savannah Martinez. She hands it over to Engstrom. Engstrom to Fossey. Fossey double screen almost as two Lady Wolverines set the screen. But Fossey gets it over to Martinez. Martinez cross-court pass. Three-point shot on the way up and no good by Engstrom, and it will come down in the way of the Phillies with 7:08 left in the fourth quarter. Down low, shot up, and that one's good by Seabrant. So they finally get the shot they were looking for, and she is fouled. Foul is on Savannah Martinez, her second, team's fourth. Oh, so I take that back. They give that to Savannah Martinez first. So it will send Seabrant to the line for one. Shot up and good. And quickly, Seabrant now has 11 points. Or no, sorry, she has 2, 4, 6, 7 points. There are 3 Phillies in double digits right now. Fossey with the ball with 6 minutes, 50 seconds left in a 54-14 ball game. And a turnover as Fagler goes down onto the court. It ends up in the hands of Swan. Swan shot up and good. And now it is 56-14, and a running clock is started. It will send Swan to the line for one. She takes a deep breath, 2 dribbles, shot up, and good. 6:14 counting as we have now entered a running clock. It is 57-14. Ball in the hands of Olheiser. Savannah Martinez asked for the ball down low. They're looking for her down low, but she's got all kinds of Phillies around her. Fossey with the ball. She takes it out into the top of the key. She surveys the situation and looks to drive. She drives to her left, shot, and she is fouled on the floor. And foul is on, I believe that's Swan. That is her second and team second with 5:30 left in the fourth quarter with the clock running. 57-14 in favor of the Phillies. And remember, as I said at the very beginning of the fourth quarter, I'll hold that thought. Fossey shot up, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds. So again, the Lady Wolverines will play tomorrow at 8 a.m. and they will play the loser of the Rock Springs and Evanston game, which is going to tip off at noon. So we will have that game for you tomorrow at 8 a.m. right here inside Riverton High School. It is Natrona ball with 4:55 and counting in a 57-14 ball game. Barrera with the ball for the Phillies. Hands it off to, they have all kinds of new players in now. I don't have her on the roster. Anyway, ball in the hands of Barrera. She passes it to Swan. Swan down low and out of bounds off the hands of the Lady Wolverines. Almost tried to get it to Seabrant. She could not. So number 5 has entered the game for Natrona, and looking into my handy-dandy stat book, that is Cameron Vance. Shot up and good on the inbounds pass for Seabrant. That is her second field goal of the fourth quarter, and it is now 59-14 with 4 minutes left, and the clock is still rolling. Sheets with it, hands it to Martinez. Martinez looks to drive. She's cut off. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson looks to drive. She's got a shot up and good. That is Riley Johnson's first basket of the night, and it is 59-16. 3:40 left in the ball game and a running clock, 59-16, all Phillies. Swan with the ball, cross court, down low to Vance. Back out, three-point shot up, no good by Maggie Teague. Savannah Martinez gets the rebound. She almost traveled with it. She gives it up to Camden Sheets with 3:10 left in the fourth quarter. 59-16 in favor of the Phillies. Ball in the hands of Johnson. She tries to get it down to, trying to see who that was. That was to Brown, Macy Brown, who's in the game. And the turnover goes into the hands of Barrera, and Barrera travels. 2:52 and counting in the fourth, 59-16 in favor of the Phillies of Natrona County. Sheets with the ball. She hands it off to Johnson across the timeline. Johnson tries to give it to somebody. She gets it to Sheets. Down low to Martinez. Martinez decides to bring it back out and hand it back to Camden Sheets with 2.5 left in the fourth quarter. Johnson with the ball now on the right-hand side. She brings it left, back right. She hands it off to Brown. Brown to Sheets. Sheets then hands it off to Johnson. Johnson thought three. She decided against it. And there's a foul on the floor, and it's going to go on Swan. That is Swan's third, team's third of the second half as we reach 2 minutes exactly in the fourth quarter. 59-16 in favor of the Phillies. Sheets looks to drive. Cross-court pass to Martinez. Martinez goes right down the middle. She tried to push off of Barrera. No call. Goes to Johnson. Johnson's going to drive the lane up. No good, but she's fouled. Foul is on number 30. That is... Oh, that's 40. That is Barrera. It is really hard for some reason for me to see those, but it's her first, team's fourth. Shot up and good by, that is Riley Johnson. That is her second, that is her third point of the night. She'll have one more. Shot up and no good. Rebound comes down to almost Savannah Martinez, but it goes out of bounds as we are right at a minute left in the fourth quarter in a 59-17 ball game. Swan will bring the ball across the timeline as we're just under 55 seconds left. Into Barrera's hands. And I don't expect the Phillies to shoot really at all, but I could be wrong. It looks like they're playing pitch and catch now, down low. And, well, I take that back. That was a definite move to the basket by Seabrant. And then it'll end up back in the hands of the Phillies as Seabrant almost had, or she did have her pocket picked. Ball down low, looked for Seabrant again. Turnover with under 20 seconds left to Camden Sheets. Ball up the court in the hands of Macy Brown to Sheets. 10 seconds left in the 59-17 ball game. Savannah Martinez for three, out no good. Rebound comes down to Swan, and that should do it. And it does. So the final in this one, all Phillies, 59-17. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we will have our post-game show. And we will set you up for other games going on this afternoon and this evening as well. So we'll be right back on KTAK.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WyoToday app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WyoToday app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit WyoToday.com to download the WyoToday app now.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Hello, I'm Janice K. Bradley, and I'm here to tell you the miracle that Fremont Therapy did in making it possible for my left hand to ever work again. I went to the orthopedic surgeon with this broken hand, and that's when he told me that it would not bend again. So I was really discouraged. Mitch is the hand specialist, and so he's the one that worked and got me where I could bend my hand. The atmosphere is so friendly and professional, which is a combination you don't always get.
For more information, visit FremontTherapyGroup.com.
Hi, this is Tyler Watson, your local State Farm agent. I'm a proud sponsor of Wolverine Athletics and all of our student athletes here in Fremont County. Youth sports are a great way to build future skills that help our kids succeed in life. Teamwork, leadership, time management, and how to perform under pressure can all be learned on the field and in the gym. Good luck to each and every one of the student athletes. Go Big Red!
Tyler Watson State Farm, 618 East Washington Avenue in Riverton. Call 856-4118 or visit insuringriverton.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back inside Wolverine Gymnasium. Travis Gupton with you on the post-game show. The final score, the Natrona County Phillies 59 and your Lady Wolverines 17. And it was a 11-8 lead for the Phillies at the end of the first quarter, and then they really just started running away with it for the rest of the game. And looking at final stats unofficially here on the post-game show, let's see, for the Phillies, it was Swan with 5. Hager finished with 14. All of those points came in the first half. And then Tamron Blom had 11. She only had 4 in the first half, so she had a big third quarter. And then Emma Paddock had 20, and Brian Seabrandt had 9, all of those coming in the third and fourth quarter. For the Lady Wolverines, it was Jordanelle Anderson with 7. All 7 of her points came in the first quarter. In the second quarter, and it was Savannah Martinez with 4. Haley Engstrom had 3. All of those came in the fourth quarter. And then Gracie Olheiser had 3. All of those came in the first half as well. Final score again, 59-17 in favor of the Phillies of Natrona County. And so the Phillies will move on in the winner's bracket, while Riverton will play tomorrow at 8 a.m. and they will play the loser of Evanston and Rock Springs. And that game will tip off at noon today. There's a game in between. Looking out here, there's Green River, and it looks like Rock Springs are out there warming up for the guys' game. Other games again for a look around the Fremont County area. In about 10 minutes, St. Stephen's and Moorcroft is going to tip off. And you can catch that game on 99.1 KWYW with my good friend Cody Beers over there. He's covering the 1A, 2A state championship game, or state championship tournament this weekend. And then 1:30 is Lander and Camere on KFCW. And then Du Bois and Hewlett at 1:30. And that game will be broadcast right here on KTAK for the first round of the 1A state championship for them. And then at 4:30, Thermopolis and Torrington will be on 101.7 KDNO. You can catch that game. And then at 7:30, Shoshone and Pine Bluff will tip off on KWYW 99.1. And then Thermopolis will take on Rollins at 7:30 on 101.7 KDNO. And then rounding it all out at 8 p.m. tonight, I'm going to have a long day today. It's going to be the Riverton Wolverines taking on the Evanston Red Devils in the first round of the 4A West Regional Tournament for the boys. And so we are going to have a lot going on today. You can catch all of the action that I just mentioned on our YouTube and Facebook page. And then you can also catch all of them on the radio stations that I mentioned as well. The big one that I do want to make sure that everybody is aware of is the Du Bois Rams, who were on KDNO for the regional tournament, are now going to be on KTAK, at least for today, that I know. I'm not sure about the rest of the tournament, but I know for today they're going to be on KTAK 93.9. And so that is going to do it for us. Oh, wait. As my friend Cody Beers would always say, oh, wait, there's more. We need to give a Papa Murphy's Player of the Game. And so looking at it here, I think what we're going to do is we're going to give it to Jordan L. Anderson. And she had 7 points in the first half. She didn't score in the second half, but she played tremendous defense as much as she could, and she had some steals and just a really good overall performance on her end, even though in the lopsided loss. But we're going to give that to Jordan L. Anderson. And so that will do it for me until about 7:45, 7:50 when we come back for the boys' game. And so we will say so long from inside the gymnasium on Riverton High School. We will see you later on this evening. So long.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.